Peace and greetings. Presenting the Network of Awareness podcast radio station, providing in-depth information on society and culture in America and abroad, bringing you truth messages of inspiration, keen insight, reputable interviews, and so much more. So now, for the truth you've been waiting for, your host of the Network of Awareness podcast, ORRA, the informationalist.
Peace and greetings, people. This is ORRA the Informationalist, and this is a pre-recorded episode of the Network of Awareness. Now, because you're listening to this on Faith Over Fear Friday, this is actually a Testament Thursday episode. I'm just releasing it a day later because I didn't have an opportunity to do so. I've just been very busy, people, trying to get things organized, and it's looking good. So, like I said, I'm still doing 5 shows a week, so this is just an episode that should have been released last night, but you're just going to get it a little bit on Friday afternoon, and then I'm going to have another show tonight at 7 p.m. for Faith Over Fear Fridays. So with all that being said, people, this show is episode 61 of season 4, and it's called Jello Blood. Now, why did I call it Jello Blood? Because we're going to discuss some of the effects that the Science Appliance, all right, aka Maxine, Maxine, the Science Appliance has really been doing a lot of damage. And I just want to kind of do an overview of what has transpired, especially when it comes to our young adults, because our young adults and our teenagers are dropping like flies. And it makes no sense, but yet it does, because the Science Appliance is the culprit in all of this. And it's not a coincidence that we're going to cover how they are finding these very, very abnormal, never seen before, lifelike, alien-type blood clotting that is very much alive even after the person has passed on within the bodies of 50 to 70% of Americans and people around the world that are passing away post-pandemic and are having autopsies done on them like anybody else, and they're just finding all of this, just what I considered alien-like, I guess you would call them blood clots, but they look kind of like tumors too. It's a big shit show, people, to say the least. So I want to talk about this Jello blood that a lot of people have in their body and they don't even know it yet. So with that being said, let's get it popping for episode 61 of season 4 of the Network of Awareness. Jello blood, baby. Let's go.
I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want. If you are looking for ransom, I can tell you I don't have money. But what I do have are a very particular set of skills. Skills I've acquired over a very long career. Skills that make me a nightmare for people like you. Make me a nightmare for people like you. Me a nightmare for people like you. Me a nightmare for people. Nothing like this. Stage Screen Radio.
Please just tell me what's happening to me in plain English without the mumbo jumbo.
You are now tuned in to the Network of Awareness.
All right, people, welcome to the Network of Awareness. I am ORRA, the informationalist, owner and founder of the Network of Awareness, and another great show for this Testament Thursday episode that you're receiving on Friday called Jello Blood. Now, the reason I called it Jello Blood, like I mentioned before, this blood clotting that a lot of people have now, their blood literally looks like strawberry cherry jello. It's calcifying within the body, let alone the clotting that is going on. It'll blow your mind. And it's been happening for about 1.5 years now. Ever since the Science Appliance came out, this thing has really been a major problem, people. I mean, a major problem. And I want to cover some things, especially in regards to the young people. Now, I want to give a shout out to JR86FL, Florida brother that follows me on Instagram, and he shares quality content. I have a lot of different people that share really great content with me that are fellow podcasters, content creators, and just people who are very passionate about bringing out the truth in a society that has fed us a long legacy of lies. And that lie being that the Science Appliance is beneficial to our well-being, to our health, to our overall life. And we all know that is a big lie. But on a positive note, on a side note, before I forget, just got me a new mic, people. And the reason I got this microphone is because I'm going to be dropping some vocals, and I wanted a high-quality mic to drop vocals for some new music that I'm going to be putting out for myself. Music I'm going to be doing with Oxakai, with Brother Julian Demon Slayer. I got music that will be coming out in the future with Brother Yazan that I'm very much looking forward to. And just, a lot of good things coming. And if you thought 2022 was something, wait till 2023, because I'm definitely preparing for some great things to do and to get done in 2023. And of course, for the end of 2022. So I got the Rode NT1-4A. Yeah, is that the one? The NT1-A 4A. Yeah. Powerful microphone, worth every single penny. The level of clarity is outstanding. What's interesting is that I got this as a vocal studio mic for recording music, but as I looked it up, I found out that it's probably one of the best condenser microphones to use for podcasting. So that's why I'm trying it out, because, I got a Shure microphone. And I also have a Blackout Yeti series. So, they're all good microphones. But this one, testing it out for the first time. And so far, with the audio that I heard on the recording, boy, is it crystal clear. Wonderful sound. And I hope that you guys actually like the sound that it gives. So if you do, definitely shoot me out an email at ORRA@networkofawareness.com. Let me know. Or you can leave me, if you listen on Spreaker, you could just leave a message in the chat room and let me know what you think about the mic quality of the Rode NT1-4A. I personally like it. Can't wait to do music off of it as well. So with that being said, let's get into this Science Appliance and how it's turning people's blood into jello. So, like I said, shout outs to JR86 in Florida. Good brother. All right, so here's some facts of what's going on. A 17-year-old New Jersey high school football player by the name of Ali Muhammad dies in his sleep, leaving coaches and fans and friends from Rahway High School in New Jersey in total disbelief. It says, what the F is going on? Well, you see, people, we've had a major influx and increase in deaths here in this country. And why is it that so many people that technically, by all means, should not have any issues, especially when it comes to health and especially when it comes to cardiac arrest? 21-year-olds shouldn't be having heart attacks that are freaking highly competitive athletes that are in peak physical condition. Makes no sense whatsoever, but yet it does. And like I was talking with my wife about this, where it's like, and she's in the medical field, where if a lot of the reasons why these people are passing away in the manner in which they are, dropping like flies is because when you have these 72 different antigens concoction in your body, what it does is if you are a fit person and you got that blood flowing through your body at a fast rate and your heart rate increases, this these antigens are really going to kick up, and they're really going to make some noise and disrupt and destroy. And that's what's happening. And that's why so many people in the sports world, in the sports arena, and it doesn't matter what sport they play, and you've heard me talk about this, from professional to collegiate to semi-pro to high school to freaking varsity, junior varsity, elementary school, and the list goes on. So let's talk more about it, because this is not the only one. There are hundreds of thousands, if not by now millions of cases like this throughout the country and throughout the world. Here's another one. This was since Saturday. It says that Gabe Higginbottom, 17-year-old, check this out, cross-country runner. I was a cross-country runner too, people. We as cross-country runners, we have an unbelievable amount of stamina and endurance for running, and our lungs are super powerful, all right? I mean, I could run for I usually used to run anywhere from 7 to 10 miles a day to train for my 3K race in cross-country, all right? And I could tell you that most cross-country races have the strongest hearts ever, because the level of running that we do and the cardiovascular system and cardio is just insane. So why is it that a 17-year-old dies on September? No, actually, this 17-year-old survived a heart attack, but now he's all messed up, right? So his cross-country career is done. You also have a young man, another 17-year-old, that died on September 12th, and he's a golf player, died of a heart attack, and now he's deceased, or blood clot. Then you have Trevon Ball, 10 years old, football player, deceased at 18, and the cause of his death was for the same thing. It's for respiratory cardiovascular problems. It's becoming a big problem, people. A very, very big problem. Now, let's check this out. That's 2 high school students, 7 and 15 years old, dead of cardiac arrest since Thursday, okay? And this is just in one particular city in the state of New Jersey. But this is happening all across the country in multiple cities and states. Literally, it's happening in all states, to be honest with you. So it says that you can make up as many excuses as you want, but that's the bottom line. And it says, you dirty murderers, every one of you, all right? For you people that still think the Science Appliance is beneficial, you are delusional and insane. Now, in Agora High School, a freshman football player by the name of Carter Stone is dead at 15 years old. He went into cardiac arrest during a surgery, people, and died. Now, the surgery was a routine surgery on his shoulder, people. Like, who goes into cardiac arrest during a surgery? Well, let me tell you, anybody who's gotten the Science Appliance, especially if they got the double whammy and then got a triple or quadruple whammy, all right? These people are destined, and I hate saying it like this, but they're destined for death. Destined for death. And I'm going to do an episode called Destined for Death, because a lot of these people don't even realize how death is in their destiny. And it's not good. And it's an early death. It's not a late death. It's not like a lot of these people are going to reach the age of 50. You got people dying at 15 years old. So Carter Stone was one of these kids. And it's unfortunate that a routine surgery, a shoulder surgery, turned fatal. All right. He was an offensive lineman for the Agora Chargers. Let's see who else we got here. So we had him, right? And I believe that's in Los Angeles, people. That's what I'm seeing. That was reported by ABC 7 News. Now, we also have a 21-year-old Arkansas college football player by the name of Clark Yarbrough. Clark Yarbrough dies suddenly after collapsing. Another one, heart stops. We've had professional baseball players, hockey players, football players, baseball players. Did I say baseball? Basketball. I mean, how many basketball players have dropped dead on the court or have completely gone unconscious and fall to the ground? Matter of fact, there's been a lot of refs that were officiating games, blowing their whistle, running up and down the court, and then boom, collapsing. And it's happening over and over and over again. What you're also seeing too is a lot of these young people and even older people are dying of pneumonias. You know, now normally when a person dies of pneumonia, a lot of people that have died from pneumonia usually were HIV AIDS patients. Now, isn't it a coincidence, which we know there is no such thing, that the same type of symptoms that an HIV positive AIDS patient has is very equivalent. And I talked about this in the beginning or mid 2000 or no, was it mid or end of 2021? You can check it out. I talked about this because I gathered this information about how people were going to acquire HIV from taking the Science Appliance. And lo and behold, a lot of people are being diagnosed with this from taking the Science Appliance. So that's why you have people that are also dying from pneumonia from all different ages. And people that would die from pneumonia in the past were usually AIDS patients because their immune system was too weak to fight off the pneumonia to stop them from actually dying. And this is just a repeat of something from the past, but far worse now. And what they've done, people, you got to remember too that this thing is still under EUA, all right? This thing hasn't even been approved up until present day. And you still got people talking about that I have to take this. It's mandatory, it's this, and it's none of those things, people. Don't be fooled. And if you haven't taken the Science Appliance, don't. And if you haven't been tested, don't, because none of it is good. And my show is a major proponent of being anti-Science Appliance, anti-Maxine, all right? Very much anti-Maxine. I can't stand that bitch. She's whack. So what's happening is you have phlebotomists, what do they call them? The coroners. They're doing autopsies and they're finding these very weird blood clots that are very foreign. They look alive. Some of them they put in jars and the things have eyes and they're looking back. They're alive. Some of them even move to the sound of music or any type of frequency sound. So it's like, what's really going on here, people? But yet they're still promoting this thing like it's the best thing since sliced bread. And why is it that they're finding some of these blood clots, people that they're finding? Some of them are a foot long, some of them are 3 feet long, like abnormal stuff. And then when they're pulling it out of the body, it's alive. It's alive. See, the thing that was very common especially with Americans, because we have probably the poorest diet in the world, is that when coroners were doing autopsies, what they do is when they open up the intestinal tract, they find a bunch of worms and all that in most people because of diet. Well, now quadruple that with not just the worms, but now you have this blood clot that forms in the body that they're pulling out that is alive, even while the body is dead, which makes no sense. And the thing is intelligent. It actually looks back at you. Like, I've seen so many different diagrams from different doctors who are whistleblowers showing this stuff. And it's insane. And let's not even talk about the graphene oxide. The graphene oxide, I mean, that thing is alive as well. And that's that black goo, people, that it's kind of like the same like in Venom. If you ever seen the Marvel Comics Venom, that black goo, that's what graphene oxide is. And it is powerful. And what it does too is that thing is alive in your body. And I seen somebody who had a tube down their stomach. I shared the video on Instagram. I reposted it. It was sent to me. And if you don't know, I always post my Instagram IG. It's at networkofawareness.com with the number 1 after com. So if you want to check me out on Instagram, that is my Instagram handle. And I always post the link on my description page if you want to follow me there. But I bring this all up, this Jello Blood, because it's such a big problem, and it's falling right in line with the depopulation plan to depopulate the world. And what's insane is that it's so widespread that a lot of this information, as widespread as it is, as even with the internet, where we get to share a lot of information that we can repost and keep active and all that, it's just insane how people are so dumbed down that the propaganda that continues to persist, especially here in America, is out. It's outstanding. It's sometimes I'm like astounded by how this lie is still well and alive present day, with all of these adverse reactions and deaths and all these different things that have transpired from this bullshit initiative. And yet you got people now taking pills for this. You got people really thinking that this is still real. You got people, I saw a 14-year-old kid, I think he was an ROTC kid because he was wearing his like military scrubs, riding his bike with his book bag. And I always see him. But today, I saw him riding his bike with his mask on, people. This morning, I was just like, what the hell is going on, man? You know? And all I could do is just shake my head because what am I going to tell him? You know what I mean? These days, I only talk to people about this that are willing to listen. And I talk about it on my show, and that's it. And for all those listening, be careful on who you share information with in regards to what you believe to be true or what you know. Because you've heard me talk about it. We got a lot of watchdogs drugs. We got a lot of people censoring. Now we don't have to worry about the authorities censoring or institutions. We got people censoring people. So just be careful on who you share information with, because you never know what their intentions are. And, they could be looking to get you caught up or report you, or, especially at work. I don't suggest that anybody talks about this type of stuff at work, because you are setting yourself up to get fired or something that's just not good. All right, people? So back to the blood clots. The blood clotting here in America is so overwhelming. And what we have to be aware of, people, is that when we are engaging with people that have taken the Science Appliance, we got to be extra cautious, because shedding is as real as air. And shedding is real. And I know from experience that when I took an airplane trip to New Orleans and I came back, and you remember, guys, I got sick like a day or two later, and I caught this fever, people, that was like, and this was after not getting sick for about 10 years. All of a sudden I get sick after I take this trip. And I'm like, what the hell? And I thought about the guy that was coughing on me for 45 minutes. And then I just thought about all those people in the cabin that I was locked and sealed with, sharing oxygen with. And it just hit me like, and what did I do? I allowed my body to combat the toxins that were shedded on me. And let me tell you, man, the human body, all praise to the Most High, is probably one of the most positive, sophisticated, organized mechanisms or systems in the world. And that fever really worked. It worked and did its purpose in getting the toxins and sweating everything out of my body. It took a while. It took a while for me to recover. I ain't gonna lie, like to really be at 100%. So be just very cautious, people, and really keep your immune system on an all-time high these days. Get your sea moss, get your vitamin B12, your vitamin E, D, get your minerals, your mushrooms. There's a lot of mushrooms that have so many good healing properties and anti-inflammation properties. CBD, which is the other component besides THC in a marijuana plant. CBD is great to prevent inflammation in the body, and it doesn't get you high. So it's wonderful. And the healing properties on it is absolutely insane. Sometimes when I take CBD and I wake up, I feel completely rejuvenated. So people, what's going on right now is death. It's just a lot of death. Destined death. It's like people's destiny that have taken the Science Appliance is death. Now, there are people who only took one Science Appliance and didn't take the second. And I've noticed that a lot of those people are fine. It's almost like, and I've heard this before by one of the doctors that said that 14-day waiting period is an incubation period to let the first Science Appliance settle, and then they hit you up with the other one. And usually when people get the second one, that's when they start having major problems and the adverse reactions kick in and all the rest of the stuff like death and all that. So if you took one jammy jam, then I'm not saying that you're completely out the woods and in the clear, but it's looking good for you. And then you have people that we verified through the lot numbers that my wife has the list, and it's constantly getting updated every month. There was people that we know they got placebos, which is they basically got saline or some type of non-harmful substance within the shot they took, and you're completely fine. So all praise to the Most High for allowing placebos to be given, because if there was no placebos, the death toll would be probably far, far greater, because a lot of people were given placebos. A lot of people. Just like a lot of people were given the kill shot of the Science Appliance. So be aware and be prepared, because this thing that we're experiencing, people, when it comes to our health and our well-being, is serious. Right now, they're pushing for more initiatives to have other Science Appliances from other brands and companies to come into existence. There's one called Chromati or Cholomity or something like that. It sounds very equal to how Illuminati sounds. It's called Chromonali. And that one has been approved. But what's interesting is that even though it's been approved by the FDA and is legitimately authorized for the legitimate use, that's the shot that nobody's getting. Everybody's getting the EUA. Everybody's getting a lot of emergency authorization Science Appliance, but they're not getting anything else. So why is it the one that's been approved not being given, and the ones that have yet to be approved since the beginning are still being given? And I have an idea that maybe it's because those pills are the ones that serve the purpose for depopulation, and it's working. I don't know how many millions of people died, but I'm pretty sure that the number's pretty high, especially when you have people from the age of 14 to 26 dropping like flies. So the mortality rate for 14 to 26 years old was bad as far as risk, right? Because when I sold insurance, 14 to 26 years old were the highest risk because that's when you're reckless, especially when it comes to car insurance and all that. So, it's good to have your teenagers insured because you never know what can happen. And because of that, what I've seen a lot of is like when it comes to like what I was saying about the insurance, there's this like very powerful but subtle movement in the healthcare industry. And it's just like the healthcare industry is becoming so fraudulent in the way they operate. And it doesn't surprise me at all. It really doesn't. It just disappoints me because we're now in a time right now where you have to kind of be your own health professional. You have to do your research and kind of self-medicate, hopefully with holistic product, with holistic medicine, something that's not harmful to your body like pharmaceuticals. Another thing I want to say is that they have pills now. Now they have pills that you can take for a certain amount of days. It's anywhere from 3 to 5 days. And you take these certain amount of pills, and these pills are supposed to supposedly do the same thing that the Science Appliance does. And it's just going to be interesting to see how people's bodies are going to react to these 5-day binge of taking pills to supposedly prevent, CACA-19. So, brothers and sisters, man, this thing is like, and I've talked about it so many times, how serious this is when it comes to the Science Appliance. Don't fall for the hype. You know what I mean? Don't get persuaded to want to do it after the fact just because there might be some incentive that you're in desperate need of. Because what I've noticed too is they like to throw money at people. I had a situation where I was going to become a manager working remotely from home for a major health insurance company. I'll tell you who it is. It was United Healthcare. They sent me an email saying that if I was interested in a management position, and it was just insane how everything was looking good, man. And the income was just going to be like off the charts. The income was just going to be off the charts. And next thing you know, I'm thinking like, wow, this is looking so good. Wow, this is like really promising. And man, I'm going to get a $3,000 bonus. I never got a bonus to take a job. And last but not least, the last thing on the criteria, I met everything, was the Science Appliance. And it says, as long as you have that, you're good to go. And of course, I didn't take that job. So people, I just want to let you know, this was going to be a short episode. I'm going to play some music, though, to end it off. But this is called Jello Blood. And we're going to do other episodes in Jello Blood, and we're going to get more in depth with it. I just wanted to give an overview of what's happening to our youth based on this demonic concoction that is only meant to destroy, disturb, distort, and to distract. So don't be a victim of propaganda, and don't fall for the bullshit. Be better and set the example for others. Because if you can be better and you can set the example, you might be able to save someone's life that is on the fence and just needs a little bit words of encouragement as to why they shouldn't go down that path and take that Science Appliance or go down that road, because it's a dark, dark one. And if you could do that, I'm telling you, it'll make you feel so good to know that you're doing. I believe that when I help somebody to not take it, and I talk to them, whether it be for 5 minutes or 30 minutes, and then they're like, nah, I'm not doing that, and they change their mind, I feel like I'm truly doing the work of the Most High. And the Most High is working through me and many of you to save other people's lives. So don't take that for granted. If you can educate, get motivated to do so, because they are really trying to wipe us out, and we can't allow that to happen. We're stronger together, all right? That's why they constantly investing time, money, and effort into dividing us so that they can continue to conquer us. So brothers and sisters, I'm going to play a few songs for your entertainment, and I want to thank you for tuning into this pre-recorded episode that was supposed to come out yesterday for Testament Thursday, episode 61. Jello Blood, baby. So brothers and sisters, when you live in the present, there is always an opportunity for a new beginning. And don't look for the light at the end of the tunnel, because the light is and always will be within you. So thank you, brothers and sisters. May you have a wonderful day and evening, and all praise to the Most High. Peace, love, and light, and barakatah. And let's play some music, and then we're going to exit out. Peace.
You are now tuned in to the network of awareness.
I'm a little concerned right now about your salvation and stuff. How come you have not been baptized?
Because I never got around to it, okay? I don't know why you always have to be judging me. Because I only believe in science. I 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 believe in science. Science. Science.
All praises to the Most High. Heaven forever.
Won't you hurry on down? I don't mind living on a little. If someday my kids are laughing together and having things that I never.
Lately I could feel the change. Fasten out these demons inside, breaking the chains. No longer playing the defense, we stepping up to the plate. Spirit over the flesh, you know Abba making a way. I was hungry, gave me a plate and I'm eating. Now I'm just going through seasons, not just myself but our people. We in one body, we equal, just humble down on who feeds you. Look at the blessings around you and while you have it, be grateful because tomorrow ain't promised. I feel the pressure is rising, we rise above cause the Father. All these changes is forging me to a soldier. I'm hopeful just to endure to the limit. You know these pages is living, we gotta live in the spirit. The living water will heal us, I feel the change. I feel the change. My brethren stronger, we putting on the armor, examining ourselves, it won't be much longer. Heaven on earth, we mortify the flesh. Now I can feel the change, yeah. I had a few losses on this road and it hurts me in my soul. I know you hear my cries and I know you my abode. That's why my flesh just gotta die. Now I can feel the change, yeah. Body is fasting out demons, most high, warning the people through dreams. I'm locking my doors, they on the loose, feel it in the air, gird it up, it's time. I can feel it in the air, I can feel it. I can feel it in the air, I can feel it. Don't let your guard fall for no reason, no. We so close.
Let the weary day be over. Let the weary day be over. Let the weary day be over. I'm so tired.
When you serve a Messiah, prepare thy soul for temptation. I feel it, it's different now at higher levels. I need your secret place every day that I'm here. I feel the child cry inside some days, but I don't fear. This is what it is now, looking in the mirror. I remember it was so dark, but now it's clear. I remember it was so dark, but now it's clear.
Let the weary day be over. I'm so tired of the hurt. I've been taking my heart, has been aching so. Don't mind struggling. I don't mind living on a little. If someday my kids are laughing together and having things that I never
Yeah. Yeah. Make sure every day you do your own research, you seek out the truth, you stand in your truth no matter what. Yeah. Shalom. Let's get it. Use your own mind, be your own man. Use your third eye, gotta take a stand. Always walk walk by faith. Fuck man what they say, just always be you. Keep on seeking. I had no choice, I had to make it. All them chances I kept taking on myself, all within, higher self. I channel him, Yahweh guiding me. How can I lose these niggas fools? Taking COVID jabs, I see right past the hokey doke. This shit the joke, just keep your third eye woke. Cause they will try to sleep you, but my vibration rising higher. Gonna gliding, wings is spreading. Now I'm flying, government spying. They trying to kill you off, one by one. Agenda 21, 22, they keep hiding the truth. Open up your eyes, stand in your truth. Open up your eyes, keep on me and you. Open up your eyes, stand in your truth. Open up your eyes, just keep on me and you. Use your own mind, be your own man. Use your third eye, gotta take a stand. Always walk by faith, fuck man what they say. Just always be you. Keep on seeking, truly growing, awaken, vibration raising. I'm flowing toxic energy, I'm shedding, seeing everything with my third eye. You can't relate if you sleep, you a sheep. You can't see what's going on in front of you. You hypnotized by the TV. The shit getting crazy, pushing agendas. The truth is constantly hitting you, forbidden from waking up anybody. When you do, they silence it. Only way to get ahead is sell your soul. Once you jump down the rabbit hole, can't turn back. Open up your eyes, stand in your truth. Open up your eyes, keep on me and you. Open up your eyes, stand in your truth. Open up your eyes, just keep on me and you. Use your own mind, be your own man. Use your third eye, gotta take a stand. Always walk by faith, fuck man what they say. Just always be you, keep on seeking truth. Use your own mind, be your own man. Use your third eye, gotta take a stand. Always walk by faith, fuck man what they say. Just always be you, keep on seeking truth.
Ever heard?
Attitude reflect leadership.
Attitude reflect leadership.
Attitude reflect leadership. Attitude reflect leadership. Attitude reflect leadership.
AJ on the keys.
Every time I look around, yeah, it's always something. Trying to save a little money, but I gotta give it up. It's just always something. I be tilting on a daily to throw my hands up. Give it up, yeah. I can't give up. I damn near lost my mind. Can't take a break. Too many depending on me. I look around, yeah. Always something.
Let me tell y'all something. I was going through a lot of hell that I could shake the devil's hand. Unfortunately, I didn't have anyone to help me on my journey. I feel you, brother, when you can't say no money. Bills are like stick-up kids. When you get paid, they will tell you to give it up. Put your hands up. That is messed up, especially would you be in my position. Everything that I have, it goes to hospital bills, car note, insurance, etc. I really want to give it up, but when I feel down, I pray to Yahweh to lift me up.
Every time I look around, yeah, it's always something. Trying to save a little money, but I gotta give it up. It's just always something. I be tilting on a daily to throw my hands up. Give it up, yeah. I can't give up. I damn near lost my mind. Can't take a break. Too many depending on me. I look around, yeah. Always something.
It's always something. I'm thugging what to do with these hundreds. My bro wanna borrow money. My aunt wanna borrow money. They know I just had a baby. This crazy ego bluffing. But I just do the good deed with my heart because I love them. I went within. I'm surrounded by higher beings and angels. Discover elements they don't show on periodic tables. Don't get confused. These demons try to manipulate. Demons looking crooked, so allow me to demonstrate. Not a rapper, I'm a realist. Connect with y'all forever. This music stuff is just a stepping stone to something better. I'm on fire on my playlist. It's Red Hot Chili Peppers. Give it away, give it away, give it away now.
Every time I look around, yeah, it's always something. Trying to save a little money, but I gotta give it up. It's just always something. I be tilting on a daily to throw my hands up. Give it up, yeah. I can't give forever. I damn near lost my mind. Can't take a break, too many depending on me. I look around, always something.
Kelso, this is a banger.
Always, yeah. Always, yeah.
You are now tuned in to the Network of Awareness.
Okay, all right. Add it up. Okay, all right. Add it up. Okay, all right. Add it up. Okay, all right.
This concludes the Network of Awareness podcast. For more information on the Network of Awareness, please subscribe via email to our website, networkofawareness.com, and follow us on Spreaker.com or any other listening apps you use. For any questions about the NOA, email us at ORRA@networkofawareness.com. Thank you for listening to one of the fastest growing podcast shows on society and culture in America and abroad. When you live in the present, there's always an opportunity for a new beginning. Peace and blessings.